mentioned BR, you mentioned the events, you mentioned the clothing brand.
Yeah.
But there's more to you than that.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the music and the soup drive.
Music. Oh man.
The love.
Music is weird because I've been making music maybe since like 2011 or 2010. But like we would just rap. So it was myself and one of my boys, Sitle.
Yeah.
Like we used to make a lot of music. So
actually record it. Like
yeah.
Dope.
There was a studio we'd go to with Corrupt. So obviously because I was go TUT, go DL, it would be easy for me.
Oh shit, yeah.
So we make a lot of music and it would be music that we just play for ourselves.
Yeah, you did it for the boys.
For you.
For that time it was about that. But I think music in itself has a growth. It's like at that point I think I was like a little toddler in music. So but as time goes, man, I got more serious with music, but I still go to studio, go social. I also work with Don. It was dope, like super. And there was just a lot of music that was never released. It's like somewhere in someone's hard drive.
Somewhere.
As with most musicians,
Definitely.
you know, that it's part of growing the craft, I guess. Yeah.
Because I think hand in hand with that is that I'd make a lot of music, but then at the same time I'd be in a space where I'm exposed to the music industry.
Yeah.
And how the game works. You know,
another dirty game.
The dirtiest game.
The dirtiest game.
You know, how you get in, what is a contract,
what it costs,
what is everything. So it's like during the period of not releasing any music I've made, I think one thing I was learning on the other side was music industry. It was a blessing because today I feel like a lot of people that would get signed or maybe be in the music industry only learn these things when they already in. You know, so it's a blessing to actually know this before. So it's only now that I feel ready to say, okay, let's drop music, because also with that I realized that just being a rapper, it's like everybody can be a rapper. So I had to say, let me also learn how to make beats, you know. So I started about last year. I actually bought a studio and it sat for the longest time, and then that spark came and I started. So it's like maybe like 5-6 months later, and like it's all I want to do basically. You know, music is it's beautiful. So producing is nice. It's a beautiful thing because you get to understand as an artist what it's like, and as you'd literally be here and I'd be two people at one time. I'd be a rapper or whatever. You know,
a musician.
And then when I go back and sit down on the keys, it's different, and I judge myself differently. So I'd advise almost every musician to know how to produce, because you have to know both sides.
Sure.
If you know both sides, you literally think of something and you make it happen exactly the way you want it. Because the difficult part with having a producer is that they can always almost get it like you. But when you do it yourself, it's like being a human being. No one will truly understand you but yourself. Like it's no human being will ever know you to that extent.
Intrinsically, it's an intrinsic knowing. It comes from inside.
And it's the same thing with music. So if you don't know the other side, then you're actually missing out on a lot. You know, so I really wish more artists, you know, actually took that, you know, a step forward to say, okay, let me produce. It should actually be like a prerequisite, is that if you're going to be
the path,
if you're going to be a rapper or a singer or whatever, you must know how to like produce music.
At least the basics of it. You don't have to understand how to get things, reverb stuff and all of that. Just the basics. Understand the basics of what goes into making a beat and putting it together and all of that. I think you're right, dude. I think that could change.
It really does. And
it changes a lot.
If you actually look at artists that do both, so they use their left and their right foot. So if you play soccer and you use both feet, man, you're 2 steps ahead. So it's
excuse the pun. I got you.
So it's the same thing.
Look at like guys like Bruno Mars. Both sides. Both sides. He's way ahead of us.
There's many examples in those spaces.
Where I'm at in my musical journey right now is that I'm producing more than anything. Like,
so for other people?
So I produce with, I love working with vocalists. I think making a lot of rap music at a point, maybe, I don't know, it left my ear, I still love rap. I love rap. It's poetry, but at the same time, the sort of music I create, I can't even help myself. It just comes.
Yeah.
It always says vocalist.
Yeah.
So it just says I want to speak to someone's soul.
Yeah.
So I connect with a lot of vocalists. I also produce. There's a group. It's not even a group, man. We're not a band.
Starting a band,
baby. Starting a band.
Yeah, but his name is Bara, so we call ourselves Bara. So basically, me and him change in the beat creation. So he'll make a beat, we'll jump on it.
Yeah.
But it's very alternative music. So it's not your typical like radio music. It's very. It's like it's an international sound, if I can put it like that.
Okay. Or it's just your sound.
Yeah, which is it's so global, bro. Like, I think even someone in Norway would feel it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like you don't have to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of music. I think that messages can be translated outside of actual understanding.
It crosses cultures and gender and age, and that's the beauty of music.
Yeah.
It transcends all of it.
Yeah.
But also depending on how it's created. If it's not created from the soul, then I'm not too sure if you'll take the full feeling, you know, because also with music there's...
I get what you're saying there, because there's people out there making music for money.
Yeah.
They're making music because they're trying to make a hit, or they're trying to make the next... So they're forcing the writing process. They're forcing...
The next
let's just use that beat. That beat's good for now, you know. You're not letting a beat talk to you and speak to you. And I think that's the difference between, I think, the love of it and just doing it as a job, I guess. That's dope, man. I've heard, well, I think you send me a lot of your stuff. I'm like, yo,
my A&R man.
I get those rough edits, and he's like, this is the idea, and all of that, dude. And I've told you that the way you tell stories in your music has grown, and you can tell that you've changed. And the songs that you're putting out now, maybe we'll drop one in the end sequence of one of these.
There's a specific one I want to drop. That's a fire joint, man.
We can put
drop a link as well.
Yeah, we can drop a link to some of your stuff as well, and you guys comment on what you think about the music and the message. And production was yours on most of these as well. So it's pretty much you getting a taste of this man right here as he sits and getting a piece of like his heart.
Hey.
You guys have this in common, I guess, a lot. And I know G does a lot of the vocal stuff as well, and man, it's cool to have people I guess like-minded like that and understand, you know.
That's why this episode is probably the most exciting, because we're with people who understand what we do, and one thing you do, like working with vocalists is different, man.
Yeah,
because vocalists have an opinion, dude. Like
the most.
They want to tell you like, no, I don't want. I'm like, trust me, trust the process. And have you found it difficult to work with vocalists, or are the guys that you work with like easy to work with?
Or do they pick you, or you pick them? And
how do you?
It kind of just,
you know, like when a vocalist pulls up to studio, like I always just say, be yourself. Well, with any artist that just comes, I'll never like say go like this or go like that. I'll play you a beat and you own it. It's yours. Like, let it be your creation. So if I do have an opinion, I'll then come in to say, okay, but how about you do this part like this? But what I love about the people I work with is that there's no beef or squabbles. It's all
about, there's a synergy already.
So it's a thing where
it's waves, man.
Yeah. So it won't even be an argument, but I know with vocalists there'll always be an argument and remove that part, and I don't want to remove it because it sounds nice to me. But she's hearing it in a different perspective, or and he's like, nah, I don't like that. But as a producer, you're hearing it another way, and that's when you need to like stand your ground. Because at the end of the day, you're the guy who's gonna like mix everything.
Exactly.
They have no control, anyways. So you know what I mean. So
man,
that's when you just and then when you play it for them, they'll understand.
They'll be like, now I get it.
Because remember, they only see it from one perspective. They're only an artist at that point.
Yeah, or just the vocalist.
You understand, and
you understand music as a whole.
Yeah, you're trying to learn both parts, that side and this side. So you actually understanding what the vocalist is saying. But you're saying, but from this side it looks like this. So I think low key, that's a big advantage about being on both sides.
No, without that.
That's very dope. Any plans on that front, on the music front? Like, where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself going with this? Are you going the mainstream, or you want to push things through your own label? How do you foresee your part in music going forward?
Man, God willing, bro, I just want us to be able to do everything independently. It's like I said previously to say, if we want to make it in anything, you cut out the middleman.
Yeah, for sure.
You create your own factory, and then you become the middleman and the factory.
Yeah. For sure.
So whatever industry you're in, you know, so if you have your own factory, it's always easier. So I think the ideal would be for us to do things through our label. If it means, you know, signing certain contracts with people, it's fine.
But things like distribution and
as long as it's not binding in any way, because
and you keep your own masters.
You need to keep your own masters, man. If you're
very important, man.
You ain't master of nothing.
You know what I mean? You don't master your masters, man. You ain't a master of
nothing.
It's true, and it's like one of the things I also learned about music, because when you just make music, you don't know these things. So it's like something we learned that, that's how you actually keep your money forever.
Yeah.
You know, because as much as this is a passion and we love it, at a certain stage it would feed you.
Yeah.
And you can't allow anybody to steal a piece of your soul. It's crazy. We learn these things as we go. But like now I'm ready with, I think I'm like really becoming ready and comfortable with releasing music, because now it's a thing where I think I found my own sound that I'm comfortable with. I can be anywhere and hear anybody's sound I'll admire, but I'll never want to be like them. I just want to
be you.
This is my sound and I love it. It's different. Basically in future, you know, I just want to be international, taking the music like all over the world, because if you limit your music to maybe South Africa and you keep your mind there, that's where you're gonna end up.
For sure, I get
But if you actually open your mind to like bigger ideas and bigger places, that's where you actually end up. With this kind of music we make, a lot of times I get the feeling that, oh Lord, this is like Coachella somewhere, you know, and just spreading the culture. I want to be somewhere.
You gotta dream big, bro.
You have to.
You gotta dream big, man.
You know, we need to be somewhere in Spain screaming Pitori. Get the crowd screaming Pitori
straight
all
up.
the time.
Yeah.
So that's the dream.
I see you doing quite a bit of traveling, you know. I know you travel a bit with your mom and sometimes by yourself. Do you take cultural experiences from those travels to feed the music, to feed like, because you say your music has an international feel? Do you get some of that motivation, or I guess
you see, the thing with traveling is that what I love about it is that when you get there, you realize that, oh shit, this is just a place. You know, but when you're far, it looks like this glorious, beautiful, you know.
It's also, they also only ever show you the
what
really
they
beautiful
want.
stuff.
Exactly. So when you actually land there, you actually get to learn that, oh my god, these are just people like myself. So you then get to learn that I can actually play him a South African song and he'll love it, because it's something that he hasn't heard. So when you're there and you have conversations with the different people, you get to realize that the same way I'm able to be all the way in South Africa and listen to a J. Cole and resonate and be like, oof, that hit home.
Touch the soul.
It's the same way
that you can do that for someone else.
In the USA, you know, it's possible. It's really possible. It's just about, we don't all get exposed to that information. So if your mind is only trapped at a point where, yo, I'm trying to be a big rapper in SA, you can't even think about that whole international. Imagine going to Egypt, getting there, people knowing your lyrics, they know who you are. That's so deep, you know, and it's like, you need to consider that not everybody listens to every kind of music. But when you find a certain genre that almost everybody resonates to, so it's like you add a bit of, you know, everybody loves the, you know, that gospel or soul. Everybody resonates with a little bit of jazz. Everybody resonates with those kind of songs. So if you have that, you can literally go anywhere in the world.
So Rorisang's making global music then.
Definitely.
That is so dope, bro. And like, I'm super excited to see, or to hear, I guess, your story through your music, bro. Because what I've heard now already and what I see, oh man, dog, I'm loving the journey. I'm loving the stories you're telling. Big ups to that, and I wish you all the best, and obviously that endeavor. You're part of the family, bro. So you know, beautiful. Yeah, man. We all traveling journeys, and when our journeys run parallel, it's better to hold hands than to walk in different directions, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to walk together.
More bars.
We live at the Soup Drive. We live serving soup out the boot every Friday. from June till July, spreading some love.
On that family note, bro, let's just, talk a little bit about, you show love, and I think that this is one thing that really touched my heart when I saw you starting to do it. I'm a bit guilty on my side because I've been wanting to join you on that. I'm gonna commit that your next one, I'm there with you. I believe in it so much, and I think it's so important to give back, even if you can't do a lot.
Sure.
But you've been doing that, bro, and that soup drive for Pretoria, people your age are not thinking about that.
Yeah.
So where did that come from? Like, why did you do it? Where did it come from? And how did you go about it? And I think that once you give us that, just tell the guys like how more people can get involved, because as Off the Record, as GMajor, we all, I really think that those small things you do and that energy and that love that you put out into the world comes back, and not that you're doing it for it to come back, but that's just how the world works, man. So tell us a little bit about that.
I'll take it back to the same statement in the beginning. Through pain, man, comes so much, bro. It's like it's an explosive energy, and it could like take you that side or that side. So it could destroy you, or you could create the most beautiful thing. So I was just blessed that it exploded in the right direction. So that all came through. Literally, it was a time when my father was still in the hospital. So out of the blue, man, I was just like, it's cold. There was a cold front happening, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna cook soup. I spoke to one of my boys about it at the time. He was free as well. I was like, I'm get there, I'll meet you there. Like, let's just go to Hatfield, hand out soup. And we went and did it, and from there became like a real thing. Like, it would be a thing where we all became committed. And at the time, I was still go Galaxy boy. I was working with Todd. So we do it through his brand because he had a proper company. People can sponsor and so on.
Sure.
But then when I left, it stopped happening. So obviously, I still had to continue what I was doing. So I then got on my own platform and did it through my platform. Started in 2015. We do it in June. So the challenge is that we have to cover out money from our own pockets.
Sure.
People pull up and they come through with parcels. It's a thing. If you're broke, sometimes it becomes tough. But you always make a way. But there's like from last year, bro. I won't lie. There's been some really good people who've after the soup drive ended, they actually send parcels, send money. So I've still got some like bit of capital for this year's soup drive. So we do it from June till the end of July. So it's like a 2-month thing.
On a weekly basis or
every Friday.
Every Friday. All right.
But like with I think, to be honest, I've actually been a bit sleepy on the giving back, because at this stage, if it was up to me, we could be having soup drives all around during the year. So I recently opened a foundation last year. So I'm still finding my ways through the whole foundation.
And how it works.
And I think through that, then it becomes easier because you can get a lot of sponsors through the government as well. So for now, it's just been a lot of private sponsors. So for this year, I think we're going to still keep it the same with the hopes that next year becomes bigger, because when we big balling, the idea would be to get groceries, bro, and maybe each week be able to go to a certain spot, some squatter camps or whatever, underprivileged people, give each house, a package, and then next week move to a different area. So that's like where it should be and where it will go soon. So for now, it's just on a smaller scale.
Look, man, your scale is huge, bro. And you don't even understand, because compared to someone who's doing nothing,
that's a lot, bro.
You're doing a lot, bro. And shit, man, like you're touching so many lives out there, bro. I really think that it shows who you are as a person, and it just shows just how much love you have to give out there. And for me, that's always been one of the things that make me look at you and say, shit, I look up to this boy so much, and I take so much from you, because it's so inspiring to have somebody who can give so selflessly and have so much to give still, really big up on that. Like, I've given my word. I want to be involved from as soon as you guys start planning it. We'll get as many people as we can on our side to come in on it as well, and we'll spread the word, bro. Let's make this big. Let's do it for Pretoria. Let's make this a South Africa thing, bro. We can take it, spread love.
That's the whole soup drive motto. Just spread love, bro.
Yeah,
that's simple, bro. It's cliche, but It's so simple. Like, you know, it's crazy when we go there so many times that they know you. Like, these guys know who you are.
Yeah.
At the time they expect you to be there, and if you don't pull up on a certain Friday, the next Friday you pull up, they'll tell you that, my nigga, I was here, you were not here.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it shows you that as much as it is on a smaller scale, but
making an impact.
If you could actually do it every day, it's actually, whether people are too judgmental. That person, no matter what they do, but they're hungry, you know, just feed the person. You know? So if we could do that every day, it would be like super dope.
Yeah.
But for now we do what we can.
Let's do what we can, bro. Let's do what we can, and you know, you grow things slowly and eventually they become big, bro. So let's put in the work now, and it doesn't matter whether it's 1 or 2 or 5 people. It's making a difference, and we can always grow it to be something bigger. And your passion alone and the way you do it with passion is gonna rub off on people. I mean, there's no way that's not gonna happen. Yeah. So I mean, really big up on that, and I'm sure the viewers that we have will comment on that. Comment if you'd like to get involved. Definitely a great cause to definitely follow. To get involved in, man. I just want you to kind of touch on one thing which I feel you're sort of in the middle of right now, and it's balancing of that 9 to 5 and your passion or passions because you got that long list. So how are you doing that? How are you managing that? And what advice would you give to somebody who's in the same space and maybe not dealing or giving up on their dreams based on I gotta pay my bills, man, you know? And then also just some advice on a young boy watching this or young girl watching this, saying, man, yo, I've got dreams, I want to do big things, I want to do, you know, what I'm passionate about, man. So I don't know, you can spit some bars on that.
I'll start with the whole balancing, you know, the 9 to 5 with the passion. I think most people understand that, you know, well, entrepreneurs that they understand that 9 to 5 is really a pain in the ass.
Well put.
Straight up, bro. It's a pain in the ass. But there's certain pains, like we spoke about pain earlier on. So there's certain pains that actually take you to very good places. So it's just the thing where constant realization that when I wake up and go to work every day and I do stuff that I don't want to do, I just need to see what I want to do in my head, because that's where I'm going. So I think it's just a mental battle and a spiritual battle in that sense, that you always just need to keep the goal in mind. It's like, I don't want to wake up, but I have to wake up, because if I don't wake up, then I'm not going to be able to chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, it's crazy, because you don't want to be a person that gets trapped in that whole 9 to 5 system and then you stay there forever and you don't evolve, because it can be a poisonous space that can actually like kill your passions, and you forget who you are. You'll literally forget who you are. You know?
And many people get stuck in that, bro.
That's the problem.
And then once you get stuck in that, it's much harder to get out of it. So, and while you're young, it's easier to push a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9.
Sure.
You see what I mean? Because that's, you know, your body allows. The mind is still fresh. You can still do it. You just have to have those goals. And be steadfast in believing that, you know, your passion is where you want to be. And then eventually you make the leap. I've been telling people who say, but I just want to take the leap. I'm like, yo, hold on.
There's a lot of things you need to consider before taking it.
It has to be calculated at the end of the day, because you still gotta eat.
You have to eat, bro. That's what I'm saying, is that you just need to have that maturity to realize that, okay, let me just sacrifice. Even though we don't have time, nobody has time.
Sure, and you don't know how much time,
bro. So it's that thing where, like, okay, I'm just gonna do this so I can do that, and the only goal is that you don't do that forever. I can't do it. Like, I already know in my mind I will not be at a 9 to 5 forever. Like, I already know it. It's like, I'm so happy about it. And it's just that there'll be certain days where you just wish you were at where you want to be, and those are the most important days, because you need to pick yourself up and then be like, yo, don't forget, because that's
a bigger picture.
That's when it counts most, and that's when something is about to happen. So, like, my advice to someone who's balancing both, you know, would just to be just never forget the goal and actually have goals, because if you don't have goals, you don't have direction. So it's that simple. Just have that dream in your mind and just work towards it, you know.
Keep fighting for that why.
You have to. You know, like, because the nightmare is being stuck in this loop of doing what you don't want to do. Because when I think about that in a deeper sense, it's like hell. It's like living in hell on earth, because it's like you're doing what you don't want to do and you're stuck in.
And you're stuck in there. Yeah.
That's hell.
That must be hell. Yeah.
It's definitely hell, bro. You know, as much as it pays your bills and whatnot, but you spend a chunk of your life at this place that chows your soul. So I think for me, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be. I've seen too many people that end up like that, and they become very bitter, and they're the same guys that will shoot down your dreams, you know.
Yeah.
Like, very quick. Oh, you can't do this
because they didn't get a chance, or they didn't allow themselves.
They didn't allow
to follow those. Yeah.
I think everybody has a chance. Like, if you're born, you have a chance.
Shit.
You know? So everybody has a chance. It's just about you finding that God in yourself and doing it. That's all. So I think that's the difference between someone who really wants it and doesn't want it. You know? It's like search for that God particle in you and then create, you know. And then if I could maybe give, like I always say one thing, like I'm a boring guy. If I had to give any advice to
far from it,
any entrepreneur or any 18-year-old or whatever, it's just that like you never give up. Like I think the hardest part is that there'll be a lot of critics within your rise. A lot of people will have things to say, but then
some on your team and some not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like even need to master how to just block the noise out and then just do what you have in your mind, and then you don't give up, you know. Like be the crazy guy, be the one they hate. It's fine, but in your mind, just do what you have in your mind, you know. Like, and let God carry you through that, because you know there's a lot of people doing a lot of freaky shit. You know, so I really appreciate people that, you know, do shit correctly. It's inspiring, you know. Like it's so inspiring. Like, you know, like I wouldn't be doing anything if I didn't think it's possible. So to get into certain places, you have to do certain things which might compromise your morals as a human being.
Sure.
And there's certain people that choose that shortcut and they go and they pop off. Great, but in that process they probably lost, you know, their own essence, their soul. So it would be cool. I really appreciate people that do shit correctly and they don't lose themselves in what they're doing. You know, you need to be in control of what you're doing. Like, obviously, the external environment we can't control, but internally at least.
And how you take it.
It's all up to you. You
absolutely.
know? Just believe in yourself and, man, just never give up, man. Like, never give up. That's it.
Shit.
That's all, bro.
Wise words. Woo. Yeah, after that, bro. Wise words from, I think, a great man.
A young wise man.
A young wise man who's doing great things. Rory, my bro.
Big H.
Young,
love,
gifted,
love, bro. Love, bro.
G.
All the way.
Follow Rorisang. We're gonna put all of his social media links. We're gonna share some of the links for his tracks. We'll start sharing as we go along the Soup Drive. As we get closer to June, we'll also start putting it on the episode as well. Maybe have you back just before we do it.
Yeah, actually.
Maybe we do an episode out there as well, man.
Ah, that'd be great, bro.
Alright, guys, and on that,
bombshell.
follow, like, subscribe, hit the bell,
everything,
all those things.
But also remember, we're still running that competition. I see you guys don't want to chill with us?
Oh yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, so we got 5 or 6 more spots for the end of May. Rory's gonna be there with us as well. End of April. Sorry, we got 5-6 more spots for end of April, for the chill, for the get to know, for the have some fun, have a few drinks.
Come meet this young man and pick his brain.
Come find out what makes him tick. Talk. ZA. What up? Off the record. It's been a nice one. Peace out.
Do it.
Yeah, dude.
This screaming man down. When I'm up now, walk down this road. We fly up now, man in my own. No more hand downs. Wash your words in the city before it's dumped down. Straight bullet to your head, got one line down. Now it's man down. Don't be fooled by the streets, even when the street light shines, it's filled with deceit. If this is who I gotta defeat, who I gotta face, so I stand tall on my feet. There's no price for my soul, no receipt. I will not slip. In God and love, I believe.
Welcome to Pitori, the city of the greatest. Welcome to Pitori, the city of the haters. They smiling in your face, I see past all the fakeness. I'm plugging on my mind, away from the matrix. They're gunning niggas down, I still have some luck. Or should I say blessings, I count them, they go up.
Dreams keep me up awake at night. How to fight the battle, never ever settle.
I see Silo Jack, Rebato Panda, trying to move from the center to the ranta. Coming for the game, better watch your back. We about to do it, don't give them black, 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 black. We about to do it, we about to do black.